USA.
I keep hearing it's a slow month for Star Wars news. It's a slow summer for Star Wars news, but that won't stop the slow minds in the fence riders and outsiders from pushing their typical agendas and doing anything possible to keep the attention of their low IQ audiences. Let's start with Thor Skywalker. What does this guy resort to every single time he doesn't have anything else to talk about? Bashing George Lucas Star Wars when there's an open field, a target-rich environment. With Disney Star Wars, he has to attack George. This time, he made a prequel plot hole video. And then a few days later, he had to make another video responding to people in the comments. I'm not going to oppose what he said in this forum. That's something better suited to a live stream in the very near future, hopefully. But again, it's about him resorting to that tactic to try and be edgy. I'm going to go after George instead of going after Disney. Fence riders like this, they can't make up their mind. What audience do they want? Do they want the real Star Wars fans? Do they want the normies? Do they want the Disney Star Wars fans? They want them all. So what they do is they go after the low IQ audience out there from each of those groups that can't discern between someone being real and someone riding that fence and telling you what you want to hear in the hopes that you'll stick around and let bygones be bygones. And then we have our old friend WDW Con, or as he likes to call himself, WDW Pro, talking about merch sales. And tell me how slow Star Wars news is, or how uncreative and unread these guys are on the topic when they have to dredge up an article from Movieweb from months ago, 9 months ago to be exact, talking about merch sales. You got to listen to this clip because he's totally missing this. He can't be this stupid, but maybe he is. Either way, he's being dishonest or stupid, and both are equally bad. Check this out.
What was surprising to me hearing that Star Wars is number 2 is I can only assume that the princesses have to be number 1. And that would mean that in 2023 Star Wars was outperforming Marvel in merch sales, even if Star Wars didn't have really anything going on for it. I mean, we were in 2023, we were in the downfall. I mean, people were angry at Lucasfilm. We had the Book of Boba Fett. Nothing was going well. And so I wonder, I guess, maybe merchandise for normies who drive those sales, maybe the response lags behind significantly what we see from the shows. Maybe it takes a while to work its way through the system where people go, my kid's not really watching those anymore. Don't buy us any more Star Wars toys. I don't know.
What happened in 2023? Anyone? Something that we oppose, something that we caught a lot of heat for opposing here on the Spacing. Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. Specifically in the theaters, there was an entire merchandise line released around this, and people from our side went to the theaters. They cried about it if you criticized them for it. They bought the merchandise. That's what happens. That's what we've been preaching for years here. You're keeping them in the black. You're keeping Disney Star Wars alive whenever you buy that stuff. And what does it get you? More of the good? Maybe they'll throw you a scrap every now and then, or put a rumor out there that, hey, they're going to release the unaltered original trilogy on Blu-ray. But what you're doing is you're funding the stuff that you claim not to like. The Rian Johnson stuff. The Acolyte type of stuff. All you're doing is keeping the company that you proclaim to hate. And if you're WDW Pro, the parks that you go to and you talk about and you celebrate as an adult.
I can only assume that the princesses have to be number 1.
Yeah, I'm guessing princesses or Marvel, maybe Marvel princesses.
It's got to be princesses at number 1. It's just got to be, right?
You're keeping that company alive. These people make me sick. If you want to talk about Star Wars, then learn about the topic. There are decades of books, movies, television shows, video games, toys to talk about. But that doesn't get the clicks, or at least you don't know how to turn those into the clicks. WDW Pro, Thor Skywalker, get in the airlock.